Hey, butterflies. Welcome back to Alchemy Doctress with me, Doctress Monica Nicole. We are back with another message, another channeled message. um, this message, I was feeling the message, and then this song just shuffled when I pulled in, and I was like, okay, let me record. Yep, this is the message. Okay. This is a message. This song is by, I think her name is Snow Allegra. But in there she says, I could only love you, baby, when I lost you. Something that I had to do so that this could all make sense. Now I wanna hold you and do what I'm told to. Listen, it's giving a vibe of someone not realizing you or realizing your worth or realizing like how they feel about you until they lose you. This is someone who they're used to pain before pleasure. But it's deeper than that. It's deeper than, because this may not even be like a love relationship. This is someone who they have a fragile ego. Their ego is very fragile. So it's like that thing that they chase after losing, or that thing that they want after losing, they only want it because that thing no longer wants it. When you wanted them, when you wanted it, when you wanted all of that jazz, they didn't want it. It was too much for them. But at the point when it was something that they couldn't have, then they wanted it. 222. Something to think about. I remember when I was dating this guy, and I didn't understand why he was so like, he would pull back. Like the more you show that you like him, he'll pull back, right? Until I found out that he had a baby on the way with a married woman. People who are not available truly, they go after other people and things that are not available. They don't want what wants them, because in reality, they don't really want it, but their ego feels better to be able to have something that shouldn't be theirs or shouldn't be able to be theirs. You get what I'm saying? So in a way, it's kind of predatory because they only want it because they want to conquer it. They don't want it because they want to um, love it or nurture it or care for it. They want it so that they could own it and possess it. And if you're here in this message, then you have someone in your energy who was like that with you. Because this wouldn't be coming up in this way. And it makes sense because Mercury retrograde is upon us, along with Saturn retrograde. Okay. And with Saturn retrograde happening and Mercury retrograde happening, these are like lessons learned from childhood. So people are being triggered at this time. This person, they're being triggered at this time. Spirit, what signs is this that we're chilling in? I'm hearing Sagittarius, Aquarius, Capricorn, Taurus, Scorpio, Aries, Cancer, with little Pisces. Those are the strongest energies. With this season, what's happening is that lessons from the past are coming back up. So basically, what it has been is that you've been attracting people who they have a hard time letting someone else be like the star of something, or someone else coming into their life who appears to have more than them, to be better than them in some way. Now you're more of like the nurturer and the carer. So you see the things that people need and you want to be there for them, not knowing that some of these people, they take offense to you coming in looking at them as something that they have something to fix, because now it seems like you're more ahead and above them. You get what I'm saying? So you didn't have this mindset of, oh, I'm better than you, or oh, you came in of just like, how can I help? How can I best show up, right? 555. Them on the other hand, they saw it as a way of you trying to say that something was wrong with them and that you were better than them in something, because their ego couldn't allow them to see that you were literally just there as like a mirror to help them evolve or grow in the areas that they've been asking for. They manifested you. But the same way of how they manifested you, you manifested them. And the reason why you manifested them was because you had to learn stronger boundaries. You had to learn how to let something go, let things go. Once you've done all that you can do, you just stand and move on, no matter who it is. There comes a time where you have those boundaries that also have that self preservation of self in there as well. You're not responsible for everyone's decisions, no matter who they are. So, this person, they could only see your worth or love you when they lost you. But a big piece of it is because now they realize, like, wait, hold on, your perception of them. Their issue is your perception of them, because you completely leaving and how you did it. It's like, wait, now I got to prove them wrong. I got to prove them wrong that I'm not this selfish person, or I'm not this evil person, or this arrogant person, or I'm not this narcissist. Like, I have to prove them wrong. I'm not that. So them wanting to come back is not because they truly want to evolve or grow with you per se, but to prove to you that they're not who you think they are. But the reality is that they are. And you made the right decision getting away from them. And so they're going through some type of like spiritual crash out at this time because of that. You learned your lesson. You learned your lesson. You learned your lesson. Them, on the other hand, your spirit is going to let you know if they learned the lesson or if they're just out here capping. Okay? Your spirit is going to let you know on how they're coming, where they're at emotionally, mentally, spiritually, because you're going to know if someone really been working on themselves, because they'll be consistent. Now, what this is giving is that this has been something that has happened quite a few times with you over just the history of life, where you've run into people who, they've just had a total disregard for you and your expertise. So it's just like, you tell someone the sky is blue and they have to wait until they go ask someone else and someone else confirms that it's blue for them to be able to come back. We're like, oh yeah, the sky is blue. They never take what you have to say the first time. So I had someone say to me one day, it was like, oh, I think I believe you now. You just may, be on the spectrum. Baby, I never gave a fuck if you agree if I was on it or not. I knew who I was from day one, whether you saw it or not. It's like you know who you are. So that's why you show up so confident. That's why you're able to see into the depths of people and things the way that you are, because you're so in tune with yourself. Like, no one can be that in depth into someone else unless they're that way into themselves. No, they can't. No, they can't. Okay. And so the thing with you is that that is your energy. That is how you show up. And you've never needed this person's approval on what it is that you have to say to them, whether they agree with you or listen to you, um, took into account the things that you said or not. Like, it's giving one of those, like, I'm going whether you're coming with me or not. I'm going to the grocery store whether you're coming with me or not. 11:11. It's on you. It's on you. But now they're finally recognizing and seeing you for who you are, because you didn't yield to who they wanted you to see yourself as. You stayed true to who you were. You never lowered yourself, your self-worth, or even what you requested for the sake of falling in line with another person and what they wanted you to view yourself or what you were requesting. And because of that, their ego is fucked up. Their ego is fucked up. So their next move is to come back in as if, oh, you were right. I've had some time to sit and think about it. They're going to play into your emotions. They're going to play because they think you have the same type of ego as them. They think you have the same type of ego as them. So they're going to come in and they're going to try to play into your ego. Okay. To you and in front of you, one, two, three, four, they're going to appear as if they are the perfect person. Perfect person. Behind your back, they'll be a different person. But the thing is that they got to get you to agree that they've grown. So they're going to need your words of affirmation. They're going to need your attention, your time, because they want to hear that you see how much they've changed and grown. Because them hearing you say that is boosting their ego, even if they're truly not that thing. They can't take the fact of you appearing to be more stable or more aligned or more aware than them. They can't stand it. And so because of that, they don't like you having this bad view of them. So they got to come in and change the narrative, because this person actually does think highly of you, and that's the thing about it. That's why they care about how you view them. And that's where you're different. You're the same whether other people agree with you the first time or not. You're used to people denying you. You're used to people, shutting you down. You're used to people telling you, oh, you're doing too much, or oh, you're thinking too deep into that, or oh, you're, doing X, Y, and Z. You're used to that. That's not something that's new for you. Been there, done that, experienced that. And so that's what this person needs to understand, that this game of coming in and playing is not going to help either, because they can only keep it up for so long. Why do they care so much? They care because they actually do think highly of you. And that's the thing. Them thinking so highly of you makes them feel less than themselves. because they're used to being the top dog. They're used to being the best thing since sliced bread. You've shown them that you can provide for yourself and your life something that they can't. You've shown that you're able to show up a certain type of way in the world. You have a certain type of emotional and mental capacity that they don't. And it bothers them. You know what this gives me? When I was a teacher, I saw this a lot where you would have certain kids who they had a hard time understanding the lessons. So they would try to like interfere with the work of the students who were like doing really good in the class. They would try to what's the word I'm thinking of? Not interfere, distract. They would try to distract the other kids because they couldn't get it, because they didn't understand what was going on. So as a teacher, I would notice it and I would pick up on it and I would, find ways to start engaging those students who are behind to, help keep them in order. But that's the thing. Once you graduate, you don't have that in life unless you set yourself up with the proper resources to support you. And this person, they don't have those resources that they had growing up. The resources that they had growing up to help them was like their parents or their siblings, or they had something that was always there to be like their crutch to help them in these moments. They may even been on medication or something, okay? But now they don't have those same supports there to help them in these moments. So, like how I was just saying, as a teacher, when I would notice that they were trying to distract the students who were on task, I would go over there and give them the, aid and support, to help them scaffold into understanding the work. But once they graduate, if they don't utilize the supports that we've identified within their IEP and their transitional program, like their transition plan, we have a bunch of adults that's living in the world right now who don't have the supports that they need to be successful. They're out here raw dogging it because once they left, they went out into, so this is even giving a vibe of, say, someone, they went through all their years learning how to manipulate to get other people to do their work for them, for example. I saw that a lot in college, with the sports players. I did a couple of the sports players' hair. Um, a basketball player and two of the football players. I did their hair and I noticed something, like even with taking classes with them and stuff, they always had some women or something around them that would be doing something for them. Okay. So they knew how to manipulate to get the support that they needed. So you could have these people who they were in, they had some type of special education stuff going on in high school. They got through because they had a girlfriend that was helping them do their work. They had people that they could cheat off of, things of that nature. Um, then they get off into college. If you play sports, you have your study groups, and then you have all these girls around you. They're there at your beck and call to do your work for you. The dang on coach is probably having people there to help you do it for you. Okay. So then you graduate through college not really having to do the work for real, but you got this degree. So you're out here in this real world and you're not able to, because you don't go into the pros. Okay. So now you're in this real world and you're having a hard time adjusting into the workforce because you never really had to work for things. You never really had to push your brain the way you needed to because you always had someone there to do it for you. This is giving a vibe of someone like that. So when they come across someone who has the knowledge and the skills and they want to help them, but they're not doing it all for them, that's the difference. And that's who you were to them. You came in, you were there to be a support. Uh-oh, what did I just do? It looked like I was fast forwarded or something, I don't know. You're someone who came into their life where you were there, you wanted to help, you wanted to support, but the difference between you and everyone else in their life is that you didn't do it all for them. You didn't do it all for them. So although you were coming in to be a support or to help them with whatever it is they had going on, or to be a support, all the jazz. You were not there to do it for them. It's like being there to be like a study buddy. You get what I'm saying? So like you were there to be a study buddy with this person and not to do all the work for them. Not sit there and they give you their work and tell you what, needs to get done and you just do it. No, like we're sitting here studying together, getting our work done. That's the difference. That's what they were used to. That's what they were used to. And you didn't provide that. So they feel a type of way because they feel like that changed the hierarchy of your connection. And they don't like that. They want to feel like an equal because that's why they were treating you a certain type of way because they needed you to feel less than yourself. Not realizing them treating you that way didn't change your worth. It just made you be in communication with them to let them know how they're not showing up, how they need to. You never internalized it as being something to say something is wrong with you. You looked at it as being like something ain't right with the situation. They're not used to that. They're not used to that. They are used to looking like they got it together. And if they need help, they usually know how to communicate it and make it sound in a way where they're not like a villain or irresponsible. But you peep game and saw through that shit. To be continued. And as always be real, always be true. Don't be afraid to do what your higher self and your spirit team is calling for you to do. Period. I just finished posting the registration for the next past life regression party that we're doing. It's going to be hosted on August 2nd. So definitely check out the links and things down below because it's limited space for it. And what we're getting into, you're going to be guided to a past life that connects to your current work and your financial path, and looking at what are some of those potential blockages that may be there, lessons that connect from your past life into your current life, and to help you dive deep into self to get some answers for your next steps. So I'm excited to have that session with you all. Feel free to check out the links and things down below in the pinned comment. I love you all. Have a great rest of your day, and I'm going to see y'all later. Bye.